So I assume the recording is on. So welcome everyone. This will be today's live webinar, Wednesday webinar, as usual. So this will be a bit unusual session because at the beginning of the session, I will host education session or video. I don't know how to call it. So I saw that lots of you guys are having trouble with the main trend / pro trend. So I just want to clarify the main trend / pro trend. Hopefully it will be helpful for all of you. So let's just begin this. After this, we will analyze the overall price action on the 4-hour chart, 15-minute chart, 5-minute and 1 minute, and see all of the upcoming possibilities for today and for the week. So let's just begin this session. Okay, we are focusing on this one. What do we call this trend? On the 4-hour chart, as you can see, this is the 4-hour chart. What do we call this trend? What's this trend?
Trend.
Bullish.
Trend.
Bullish, right? So we can clearly say that the 4-hour chart is bullish because it's creating low points, creating high points, respecting low points, breaking high points, respecting low points, breaking high points. So creating a higher high, lower, higher high, higher low structure, right? Breaking structures to the upside over and over again, respecting demand zones over and over again. Okay, so this is our 4-hour structure. So we know that the 4-hour structure, the 4-hour trend is bullish for us. So we'll be looking for long opportunities on the bottom of the 4-hour legs. So we are expecting for a demand reaction on the bottom of the 4-hour legs, right? This is our 4-hour trend. Just take a look at the 15-minute trend. We can see that this leg of the 4-hour chart, so this upside leg of the 4-hour chart is bullish on the 15-minute, right? So this is the main trend on the 4-hour chart. And this is bullish on the 15-minute too. But the 15-minute chart has its own trend, has its own main and counter trend too. Because you may know all of these time frames, the 4-hour chart, the 15-minute, 1 minute, and the 1 minute and seconds are fractal. All of these time frames are fractal. So the main trend on the 4-hour chart is bullish. The upside movements are the bullish main trend movements. The downside movements are the pullbacks of the bullish 4-hour trend. But the downside movements on the 15-minute chart can be the 15 minutes own trend. Okay, so just take a look at this. As you can see at this region, on this leg of the 15-minute chart, let me just remove this big circle. So the 15-minute leg, this 15-minute leg is like this, right? Creating series of higher highs and higher lows. So on this leg of the 15-minute chart, the structure is bullish. But as I said, the 15-minute chart can change its own trend back to back. So if price changes character somewhere around here after reaching the 4-hour high point right here, changes character after the high point has been reached, the trend will change to bearish from bullish. So the 15-minute trend will change to bearish. But this trend is counter trend according to the 4-hour chart, right? So the main trend on the 15-minute chart will be the upside movements. The counter trend will be the downside movements. Okay, according to the 4-hour chart, of course. But as I said, the 15-minute chart can have its own trend. Let's just take a look at this. I'll move these things over here. So as you can see, this is the 15-minute bullish trend, main trend, right? Creating series of higher highs, higher lows right here at this region, creating series of higher highs and higher lows. On the 1-minute chart, this trend will look like this, right? The 1-minute chart inside of this 15-minute leg will create a bullish and bearish structure too. It will create a main trend and counter trend too. Because let's just focus on this small region. As you can see, this upside movement of this leg will be bullish on the 1-minute chart. It will create series of higher highs and higher lows. This downside movement of this leg will not break any structure on the 15-minute chart. So it's just a pullback of the main trend on the 15-minute, right? It will respect the demand zone somewhere around here. So the main trend on the 15-minute chart is still bullish. But as you can see on the 1-minute chart, it will change character and the trend will be changed to bearish from bullish. So on this leg, on this 1-minute leg, and on this 15-minute leg, which is a pullback of the 15-minute chart, the trend will be changed to bearish from bullish at this region. So we will call this trend, we will call this movement as a counter trend movement because the 15-minute chart is bullish, creating series of higher highs and higher lows. So the upside movements on the 1-minute chart will be the main trend movements because it's following the overall trend, creating series of higher highs and higher lows, right? So the long movements, upside movements will be our main trend movements on the 1-minute chart. And if price reaches its high point right here and creates a change of character on the 1-minute chart, it will create a pullback right here. And that pullback will be the pullback of the 15-minute leg. And it will more likely tap into random, not random, but into a demand zone somewhere around here. So this trend right here, which is a pullback down to a demand zone, will be our counter trend trade on the 1 minute chart. So combining all of these time frames together, so combining the 1 minute chart, combining the 15 minute and the 4 hour chart together, our main trend, the overall higher time frame main trend is bullish. Why is it bullish? Because the 4 hour is forming series of higher highs and higher lows. So how can we actually combine these time frames together? We can easily combine these time frames together and create, happen the strongest rate possible if price reacts on a 4 hour demand zone. Okay, so the 4 hour trend is bullish, right? At this region. So here's the 4 hour demand zone. This leg of the 4 hour chart will be a pullback of the main trend because the main trend is bullish. So this leg of the 4 hour chart will be a pullback of the main trend. So there won't be any change of character on the 4 hour chart. This is just a pullback. On the 15-minute chart, this pullback will completely change the trend from bullish to bearish, right? So this pullback of the 15-minute leg will be bearish, right? So according to the 4 hour chart, this pullback will be a counter trend movement. But according to its own trend on the 15-minute chart, this will be the main trend too. Because, explaining once again, this trend will look like this on the lower time frame, on the 1 minute time frame. So the 15-minute chart has its own trend, which is bearish in this case because it changed character. So the main trend of the 15-minute chart is bearish. But according to the 4 hour chart, the overall higher time frame trend will be bullish, and it's still bullish. So knowing this fact that the 15-minute is bearish and the bearish is the main trend, and knowing the fact that the 4 hour trend is bullish and bullish is the main trend on the 4 hour, we can expect a demand reaction on some sort of 4 hour demand zone. So we know that the shorts are limited. The shorts are limited because price will react on a demand zone somewhere around here, because there will be a 4 hour zone. And if price steps that zone, it will create a change of character. And the overall trend on the 15-minute chart, so its own trend, will change to bullish again. So it will follow the higher time frame trend again. And it will have its own main trend again, which will be bullish, respecting demand zones over and over and over again. Right? But you can actually combine this with the 1 minute chart again, because as I said, on these movements, on these upside, downside, or downside, upside movements, so bullish and bearish structural movements, you'll have another 1 minute trend too, right? So let's just take a look at this. So the 15-minute main trend right here at this region is bearish, but the overall 4 hour trend is still bullish. So the 15-minute, its own trend is bearish. The 4 hour, its own trend is bullish. So we can expect a reaction on some sort of 4 hour demand zone right here, right? So these movements will be the main trend of the 15-minute structure. And inside of these movements, we will have a completely different structure on the 1 minute chart, because on these movements, on this leg, this will follow the main trend movement on the 1 minute chart, right? So this leg will follow the main trend on the 1 minute chart too, because it will create a series of lower lows and lower highs. If it creates a pullback and respects the supply zone, this will be the counter trend movement of this overall 15-minute movement. These small pullbacks will be the counter trend movements on the 15-minute chart. And these counter trend movements will be looking like this on the 1 minute chart, right? Creating series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. But these are limited again, because price will react on a supply zone, because it's following a 15-minute trend, 15-minute main trend, right? And if price reacts on that 15-minute supply zone, the trend will change to the main trend again. It will create a change of character, and the main trend will be bearish, short, again on the 1 minute chart and on the 15-minute chart, right? But these are limited, as I said, because these movements on the 15-minute chart will tap into 4 hour demand zone, because the 4 hour is still bullish. So these movements are limited. On the 1 minute chart, this will be the main trend. This will be the main trend. The bearish will be the main trend, of course, because the 15-minute is following a supply restriction, supply chain, lower low, lower high structure. So this will be the main trend on the 1 minute chart. But these are limited. Price will tap into this 4 hour zone. It will change character on the 15-minute chart. It will change character on the 1 minute chart. Here, as you can see, this will be the 1 minute change of character inside of this 15-minute change of character. And the overall main trend will be continued, which is bullish on the 4 hour chart. I know this can sound a lot. And it could be hard, but once you understand this, it will be so easy to follow the main trend. Can you guys actually follow me? Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Did it make?
Wait, can you just say it all over again really quick? No, I'm just playing. definitely don't.
Yeah, of course. I will start my whole monologue again. No. So could you follow me? Was it helpful for you? Could you understand some new thing about this?
Yeah, very helpful.
Okay. So basically, understanding all of these correlated timeframes will help you a lot based on your main trend, cardinal trend movements. Because I know 1 minute can be confusing as fuck. Sorry for my language, but it can be confusing as fuck. 1 minute is just a noise, right? The 1 minute chart is a fucking noise if you don't know the higher time frame. But if you can combine the 1 minute with the higher time frame knowledge, you'll be a fucking beast for real. If you combine the 1 minute noises with the higher time frame 15-minute structure, you'll be unstoppable because you'll know where you can expect a reversal, where you can expect a turning point, where you can expect a break, or if you can trap in a trade or not. So now combining all of this knowledge, the lower time frame, the higher time frame knowledge, will make you unstoppable. And of course, there's also the 4-hour chart. But this 4-hour chart is for only the main bias directions. So we know where the market is actually heading. So if we know the 4-hour trend, we actually determine the 4-hour trend. We'll know where market is heading and when can we expect a reversal point and when can we happen a good main entry. But yeah, overall, the 50-minute is the main structure that we are focusing on for our structure, for our high points, low points, and trend. This is the main structure that we are focusing on. But we have to combine this 50-minute structure with the 4-hour chart too, because that's the most powerful combination. And combining this 4-hour with the, sorry, let me just remove all of this mess from my screen. So combining the 4-hour with the 50-minute and the 50-minute with the 1 hour, not 1 hour, sorry, 1 minute, will make you unstoppable. So yeah, the recording will be available to rewatch anytime. So if you get confused about the structure, just watch this video, watch the recording of this session, and it will help you clear some things up. I believe it's enough from the structures. So let's just jump onto the actual analysis of this session. Or have you guys got any more questions about this? Want to ask something about this structure? What should you watch out for the 1 minute trends against the trend? That's a completely different topic. Okay, we're not talking about criteria right now.
Marcel, I'm sorry for that. In this part of this session, you say we need combine 4-hour time frame to the 15-minute and the 15-minute to the 1 minute. That's correct. Mm-hmm. Means when we traded a bullish or the bearish trend, better is a H4 or high 4-hour time frame is a bullish, 15 is a bullish, and if 1 minute time frame is a bullish, we high best scenario or high probability.
Exactly. That's basically the fractal confirmation. I've talked about this fractal confirmation in the previous sessions. So if all of the fractal confirmations happen, so for example, the 4-hour trend is bullish. It's following its own main trend, which is bullish. Let's say price creates a 4-hour demand zone somewhere around here, and price will tap into this 4-hour demand zone, and it will look like this on the 15-minute chart, right? So at this pullback leg, the 15-minute chart turned into bearish. So the main trend on the 15-minute chart turned into short, bearish. So the main trend on the 15-minute is bearish at this region. But we know that the 4-hour time frame is bullish, right? So we can expect a reaction on this demand zone and on this demand zone, of course. This is the 4-hour demand zone drawn right here. So if price taps this 4-hour demand zone and creates a change of character inside of this 4-hour demand zone, the 15-minute trend will turn into bullish again. So the 15-minute will follow the 4-hour main trend. So it creates a change of character right here, which means it will create a demand zone also. If price creates a demand zone right here and taps this demand zone right here with this movement, the 1 minute can be confirmed too, right? Let's say price was coming down here. This was the 15-minute movement. And after this 15-minute movement, price changed character. Sorry for the messy structure. Let me just change the color to blue. So after coming down right here at this region, I've drawn this movement right here. So price was coming down here, change character here, create a demand zone here. So at this demand tap, we can wait for a 1 minute confirmation. So if price steps into this demand zone, this 15-minute demand zone is this on the 1 minute chart, looks like this on the 1 minute chart. So if price steps into this demand zone on the 1 minute chart. And if it changes character on the 1 minute chart, all of the time frames will be confirmed to be bullish, because price has tapped this 15-minute demand zone right here. It looks like this on the 15-minute chart, so just a simple tap at continuation. But on the 1 minute chart, it will tap this zone. The main trend of this pullback leg, will be bullish on the 1 minute chart, right? So it will be main trend on the 1 minute chart. But price will create a change of character after the tap of this 15-minute zone, and the overall higher time frame 4-hour and 15-minute trend will be continued right here at this change of character, because price will create a new demand zone somewhere around here. It will be tapped, and you can set an entry limit on that specific demand zone that has caused the last final 1 minute change of character. And this is what we call fractal confirmations, when all of the time frames combined together are following the exact same trend, following the 4-hour main trend, following the 15-minute main trend, following the 1 minute main trend. And this is the fractal confirmations, when every single time frame combined together are following the exact same trend.
Okay, Marcel, we can use all of this confirmation for the swing trading and the swing trade.
Yeah.
You mean you say all of this for this trading, like last back testing, we get reward 170 risk reward.
Yeah.
One reward. Yeah.
Exactly. As you can see, this is the perfect example for these fractal confirmations. This trend is being followed over and over again. As you can see, price reacting on 4-hour demand zone. If I would switch to the 50-minute chart, there will be a 50-minute change of character somewhere around here. Price changes character on the 50-minute chart. After tapping into a 50-minute zone, it changes character on the 1 minute chart. So all of the time frames combined together are following the main trend. So this can be used to follow a main trend and set a swing TP, which can be a breakout structure of the last high point, right? So if you catch a 1 minute trade right here with a 2-pip stop loss following this main trend and setting a swing TP would earn you, for example, 200 risk reward ratio. And this goes on and on again. If you can find the 4-hour main trend, as you can see, tapping into the strong low point again right here, price has changed character here on the 15-minute chart. After the 15-minute change of character has changed character on the 1 minute chart, it followed the main trend. Every single time frame combined together followed the exact same trend. What was the reward for this? A new high, right? If you follow the new high, if you follow the main trend on every single time frame, you can expect a new high creation, you can expect a new breakout structure to the upside, and you can actually swing target this breakout structure high point to the upside. And this will earn, for example, 200 risk reward ratio for you once again, just like in the backtesting session. And that's why these fractal confirmations are so important and so powerful.
Thank you.
Perfect. So any more questions about this, or I can delete all of this from the chart? Can I delete it? Okay, I will delete it.
Yep.
And let's just move on with the real chart analysis. But first I will hop out for a cup of water because I need it. So sorry, just a minute, guys. I'm back, sorry guys. So let's just continue the analysis on the 4-hour chart. And let's see what can we expect from this session and for the upcoming days on this week. Okay, what can we see on the 4-hour chart? As we talked about this several times, 100 times, price is following a factor confirmations right here, creating breakout structures to the upside over and over again. And yesterday we were expecting a reaction on this 4-hour zone or 50-minute zone down here, which was the extreme of the leg, as you can see. We were expecting a 50-minute reaction and a change of character right here at this zone. But as you can see, the 50-minute change of character has never happened. Instead of creating a 50-minute change of character, price just aggressively broke below this extreme zone right here and swept a good amount of liquidity right here at this region, as you can see with this movement. But it also created more liquidity. As you can see, price has created more liquidity for the upcoming short. So this is a liquidity line. Once again, okay, what can we do in this scenario? How can we find a good setup according to this break? we can just simply place a marker right here at the low point on the candle, place a marker right here, and switch to the 15-minute chart. First, we will switch to the 15-minute chart and find the reversal point, because as you can see, prices aggressively reversed on this point, created a 15-minute change of character to the upside. So there should be some sort of 15-minute demand reaction. And if I zoom in, you will see that price reacted on this demand zone, this 15-minute demand zone perfectly. Okay, I will just extend this zone. Our price just broke below this demand zone, but we could call this as a liquidity sweep, as you can see, because it happened as a wick. So this is a perfect liquidity sweeping candle, swept some liquidity from below this demand zone, closed above the demand zone, and reversed immediately with huge V-shaped recovery. But okay, don't go this far away. Let's just take a look at this demand zone. Why is it so powerful that it could reverse price after a strong demand reaction? I mean, strong demand break and a high volume short movement. As you can see, actually this demand zone has caused the 4-hour change of character. If I switch to the 4-hour chart, you will see that, not right here, right here. So if I switch to the 4-hour chart, you will see that this demand, this 15-minute demand, has actually caused the 4-hour change of character right here. This was last structural high point before the demand tap right here, demand mitigation. And from this demand zone, from this 15-minute demand zone, as you can see, price change character. But if I switch back to the 15-minute chart, you will see it much clearly that the change of character has happened from this demand zone that price was just reacting on, with huge inefficient movement, right? With body closure, with everything. So this was a clear reaction, clear change of character right here. And that's why price has respected this zone right here and reversed immediately on this zone. Okay, but let's just switch back to the 4-hour chart and let's see the 4-hour zones. As you can see, we can't really identify a good 4-hour demand zone right here at this region. So we'll just skip it. We just leave this 15-minute zone as it is. Okay, what can we do? I'm asking you, what should we mark next? What should we do? What should we do right now? What are we looking for?
Supply.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. We are looking for a supply reaction. And that supply zone could be our target point with the longs. Okay. This is the right supply zone and not the weak, because actually the inefficient movement has started from this candle, but you could also mark the week out. But I believe this will be the strongest and best supply zone in this region, because as you can see, between the low point of this candle and between the high point of this candle, there's inefficiency. Actually, guys, could you understand yesterday's recap video, what I was talking about the inefficiency? Because I saw that lots of you guys were confused with the inefficiency on that specific candle. So could you understand it? I'm talking about.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay. So let's just move on. As you can see, the inefficiency has started from this candle. There's the inefficiency. So we will use this 4-hour zone as our supply zone. And this 4-hour zone is actually a flip zone too. Because price was coming down, mitigated this 4-hour demand zone down here, the extreme of the leg, mitigated the zone, created a reversal with this candle. As you can see, this was a reversal right here. And from this reversal, price is creating an aggressive break of this zone with an ocean movement. So what can we expect from price action at this region on the 4-hour chart? We can expect from price that price will create a 15-minute change of character right here after this demand tap, which has happened. We can expect that price will tap into that 15-minute zone that has created a 15-minute change of character, and we can expect a 1-minute change of character inside of that 15-minute zone. And after this, we can target this supply zone up here with our longs. This will be our final target for the longs. Okay, what can we expect after this zone is being tapped? We can expect two things. The first thing is the 15-minute change of character, because inside of a 4-hour zone, we always wait for a 15-minute change of character, right? So if a 15-minute change of character happens and 1-minute change of character happens here also, we can continue the overall short movement to the downside. But here's a second scenario. If price taps this zone, can create a change of character. Instead of creating a change of character, it creates a break of this zone. Sorry, too extreme. Creates a break of this zone. We'll be able to target higher supply areas, for example, this 4-hour zone with our longs, right? This will be our next higher time frame target point if the break of this zone happens. And I believe the break of this zone will happen because I'm still expecting the higher time frame, higher area for our supply mitigation, which I will show you right here. I'm still expecting this supply to be mitigated because there's still inefficiency. There's still inefficient gap right here. The supply is still left unmitigated, as you can see. price did not tap into the supply zone, still not feel at the inefficiency right here. So I'm still expecting a tap of this 4-hour supply zone. And from this movement, from this liquidity sweeping movement, price could have gained enough fuel because price swept all of this liquidity from this downside region, tapped into a really, really valuable 15-minute demand zone right here. So price might have a new fuel to, price might have a new power to fuel the long movements after this supply zone. But we have to react on what price is actually giving us. If price creates a 15-minute change of character right here, we are just happy in a short trade and we are right the expectation of short order flow to the downside. But if price breaks above this zone, we are right the expectation of long order flow to the upside. So it's all about reaction. It's all about how you react on what price is giving you, right? You don't have to predict shit. So conclusions, I'm still waiting for a tap of this higher time frame, higher area supply zone up here. And after a tap of this supply zone, we'll have to create a new bias. But this is so far away. So this will happen in weeks, I believe. First, I'm expecting a tap of this supply zone. And I believe the tap of this supply zone will happen 100% on this week or even on this day, because there will be FOMC news released today. And I believe that those news will be able to push price to higher prices because FOMC is still strong. NFPs are weak shits lately. But FOMCs are still fucking strong, and I believe the huge movements will be happening today. So all we have to do is react on what price is actually giving us. I can't say this enough. That's all about the 4-hour structure. I just switched to the 15-minute chart. And let's see what price wrote us on the 15-minute chart. So as you can see, there was the 4-hour demand tap. Or not, no. This was a 15-minute demand tap. Yeah, there was a 15-minute demand tap, but we can actually count this 15-minute zone as a 4-hour zone. Price has swept liquidity, huge amount of liquidity here with this movement, as you can see. Swept all of these taps, first, second, third, fourth, fifth tap. So 5 equal taps right here at this region. Swept liquidity from this region too. Swept liquidity from this region too. So swept lots of liquidity, incredible amount of liquidity with this movement. And this movement started from where? I want you to mark it on my chart. Thank you. That was pretty quick. Are you guys sitting with your hands on your mouse to draw anytime if it's necessary? Yeah, perfect. I love it. So the huge inefficient movement has started from this candle, and the liquidity movement has started from this candle also. And this is a flip zone also, because as you can see, price is reacting on some sort of supply zone at this region, maybe on this supply zone. There was a reaction, price is coming up, reacted on this supply zone, created a downside movement from this candle. As you can see, price came up and closed here with this candle. So after the movement, after this flip movement, the overall inefficiency has started from this candle. So this is a pretty valuable 15-minute demand zone that has swept all of the liquidity from this region, created a huge inefficient movement, created a 15-minute change of character, because there are change of characters on several places here. So several places there's a 15-minute change of character, and all of these movements have started from this candle. Okay, so what else can we see? We can see that we have a decisional 15-minute zone right here, as you can see. And let me just change the color. What can we do with this zone? Let me just close this 4-hour zone a little bit. What can we do with this decisional zone? Can we expect a reversal on this zone? Can we expect a change of character and short continuations on this zone? I'm asking you, Mary. Wait, yes? No? Just circle it. So you're saying we can expect a short continuation on this zone? You're wrong.
We need to wait
no.
for the reaction.
We
Of
want
course,
to
you need to
see
wait
it
for a
go back
reaction.
to the old.
Of course, you need to wait for a reaction. But I believe, and not just believe it, I strongly recommend not to wait for a change of character on this 15-minute zone, and not to happen in a trade if the 15-minute change of character happens on this zone. Because if price could take over control from supply at this region on several places, do you think that this small little inside bar right here will be able to stop the upside movement?
اینجا منتظر چینج اف کاراکتر نباشید، احتمال خیلی زیاد، چون 4 تا فقط چینج اف کاراکتر داده.
Okay, that was strange. Okay, so do you think that price will be able to reverse? I mean, price will be able to reverse on this supply zone, on this small decisional 15-minute supply zone that was just a little stuck in the market after sweeping all of this amount of liquidity and changing character on several places? Yeah, I think the same. It won't be able to. It has to tap a higher valuable supply zone, which will be this one. And this will be liquidity this decisional supply zone could be liquidated for the higher 4-hour area. So I believe there will be a reaction on this zone. I believe that price will change character here on the 1-minute chart, and it will create a pullback something like this. Tap this zone. I'm just drawing the 1-minute structure solely instead of with the arrows, drawing the 1-minute structure. I believe there will be a change of character right here, and price will start to create a small pullback on this supply zone. But demand zone will be tapped somewhere around here. That's your valuable demand zone will be tapped somewhere around here, and the change of character will happen again, and the tap of this higher time frame supply zone will happen for sure. And that's where the actual main trend and counter trend comes into place, because if price taps this supply zone, the 15-minute main trend will be bullish, right? Because the 15-minute trend is creating a series of higher highs and higher lows. And this pullback, this 1-minute pullback, will be a counter trend movement down to a 15-minute zone. And you can expect a reaction on that 15-minute zone. And the counter trend movements will be stopped at this region, and the main trend movements will be continued right here. So of course you can happen your trade right here, but you just notice that there will be limits. This trade will be limited with limited TPs, and more likely you will have to hard TP it with around 1-to-5 risk-reward ratio, because the main trend on the 15-minute chart is bullish, creating a series of higher highs and higher lows. Is it understandable why you have to wait for it, and how can you combine the timeframes together? Just circle it if it's understandable. Okay, perfect. So I believe that's enough of the 15-minute chart. No, actually not enough, because the tap of this 15-minute zone has not happened yet. So we can still expect a reaction on some sort of supply zone here, reaction on the supply zone, change of character, and tap of this 15-minute zone down here, this 15-minute demand zone, change of character, and the continuation. So we will switch to the 5-minute chart. Can you just remove this brown drawing from here, please? I don't know who drew it. All right, we'll just remove it myself. Clear all drawings, perfect. So switch to the 5-minute chart. As you can see on the 5-minute chart, we can refine this zone for this candle, and the 5-minute zone has been mitigated for like 0.1 pip. As you can see, this is a really small mitigation of this zone, so we can't really count this as a mitigation, and it wasn't even a mitigation, I believe. So price will tap this zone, mitigate the deeper area of this zone. At least the 50% of this zone mitigation will happen. So let's just refine this zone also. As you can see, the clear inefficiency has started from this candle. There's inefficiency started from this candle here, and we won't refine this zone, this 4-hour zone, just on the 15-minute chart, but actually that's worthless, so I will keep this 4-hour zone the way it is. So switch back to the 5-minute chart. What can we expect here? You can see that price is reacting in a 50-minute/5-minute supply zone somewhere around here, which is unclear on the 5-minute chart. So more likely that was a 1-minute supply zone somewhere around here at this region. Price is reacting on that supply zone, created equal taps right here, as you can see. So this is one more confirmation that price will, I strongly believe that it will tap this zone, create a 1-minute change of character inside of this zone. And this liquidity, these double taps will be the fuel for the upcoming longs. So these taps will fuel the longs. Okay, overall conclusions. Let me just read the chat, please. Now 4-hour bearish. Yeah, 4-hour has turned into bearish because it changed character on the 4-hour chart. Let me just switch to the 4-hour chart. As you can see, change character here to the downside. This was the less structural 4-hour low point. Price has changed character here to the downside. So the 4-hour has turned into bearish right now. But the daily is still bullish. The daily is still bullish, as you can see. So back to the 5-minute chart. Back to the 5-minute chart. And I will read the comments real quick. There is big liquidity on the supply. We are bearish. Yes, but can we play a short there if good criteria? You mean here or here? Either way, it depends on you. You can't just ask me if you can play a good short there. You have to create your own plan. You have to trade that plan, and you have to act according to your plan. I can't tell you if you can open a short or not open a short. I'm just showing you the perspective. I'm just showing you what is possible for the upcoming days or this day. So I'm not going to tell you if you can open a short there, if you cannot open a short there. It depends on you and only on you. If it fits in your criteria, if it fits in your plan. Yeah. So 5-minute chart. That's enough of the 5-minute chart. Let's just switch to the 1-minute chart and see if there was a real supply reaction at this region. Price more likely reacted on this wick up here, as you can see, created equal taps right here. These are equal taps. So there's liquidity. And as you can see, after the reaction on this zone, the supply zone, price exchange character here to the downside on several places. And sorry guys for speaking so slow. I don't know how, but my throat hurts as fuck. So it's actually hurtful to speak. So sorry for my mistakes. But yeah, price exchange character here to the downside on several places. And it's coming up to mitigate the extreme, as you can see. But there's no clear 1-minute extreme zone at this region. So I really recommend you to wait for a clear reaction, wait for a clear break, and wait for a clear supply/demand formation. If price creates a reversal here to the downside, and let's say it creates a break of this structural low point, not swing break, but sub break of this structural low point, and there will be a clean supply zone that has caused the break, which will be outside of the zone, I mean lunchtime zone, we'll be able to look for shorts down to this region. And yeah, thank you, just joking. There's liquidity. That will be the cause of the shorts. This will fuel the shorts to the downside. So basically, a change of character right here to the downside will be fully enough, I believe. And if price changes character here to the downside and creates a clear supply zone, you'll be able to happen a short trade. Of course, if this zone is outside of the lunchtime zone, because this downside liquidity, this double balance will be able to fuel shorts to mitigate the deeper area of this demand zone. So I'm expecting a deeper mitigation of this demand zone. And usually these deeper mitigations, expected deeper mitigations, sorry, are usually playing out well. So these are usually happening. So I really expect the deeper mitigation of this zone. And right now it seems like a waiting game, because if I switch to the Forex Factory, you'll see that FOMC meetings will hit in 15 minutes. And I believe those FOMC meetings will push price to lower areas, for example, the 15% of this zone. And after this, after mitigating this 15-minute zone, deeper area of the 15-minute zone, we'll be able to look for long opportunities, and we'll be able to target this higher time frame supply zone up here, which is a decisional supply. And yeah, I believe this supply zone, this 15-minute supply zone, will be broken. But as I said in the previous live session, even though I believe that this supply zone may be broken, we are closing our positions right here, because that will be around 1-to-20 risk-reward ratio. And that 1-to-20 risk-reward ratio is perfectly enough for us, because if this mitigation happens right here, we can do several things. For example, we can look for a counter trend short rate to some deeper demand area, which could be 1-to-5 risk-reward ratio. And from that 15-minute demand zone, we will be able to look for one more demand mitigation long entry, and we'll be able to target the higher time frame supply zone up here. But if price just simply breaks above this zone, we'll be able to, sorry guys, just mute yourselves because I can hear your background voice. So we'll be able to execute a new long trade, new change of character trade on this freshly created 15-minute demand zone down here, and we'll be able to target this higher time frame supply zone up here. So this is a reaction-based strategy, right? We react on what price is giving us. If there's a scenario, we play that scenario. We don't predict shit. We just mark out our zones, mark out the liquidity areas, mark out the inefficiencies, mark out the potential reversal points, and react on those potential reversal points, and react on what price is giving us, right? It's this easy. Just mark your zones out, expect for a reaction. If there's a reaction, happy to trade. Easy as fuck, simple, right? Sorry guys, I have
a question.
Yeah, just wait a minute, please.
Sure.
Okay, let me hear the question.
At the demand you marked up, you don't think there is like liquidity down that point?
Could be liquidity. There could be liquidity. Okay. Let me just remove this shit from my screen. Sorry, what am I doing? So there could be liquidity, of course. This could be liquidity. This could be liquidity also. But you have to react. If price creates a change of character here without sweeping the liquidity, because it has swept enough amount of liquidity from the short side, then just happy to trade. If price breaks this zone and doesn't create a change of character for you, just break this zone, just aim for a deeper demand mitigation. you can aim for a deeper demand mitigation with shorts, right? It's like this.
Marcel,
Yes.
can I also ask a question?
Of course, you can. Anyone can ask a question.
Above your market, the 1 minute supply and the liquidity, there is a weak zone which broke, which made a change of character, like on the left of your supply. Yes, that one.
Yeah, you're actually right.
Can we also count on that one for shorts?
Yeah, you can. There's a possibility that price will reverse to the upside here, react on this supply zone, sweep the liquidity, and after the, let me just draw real zones, not just arrow movements. So there's a possibility the price will sweep the liquidity to the upside, tap into the zone, create a change of character, and you can target the deeper demand area right here. Anything can happen. That's why I said all you have to do is mark your zones out and expect a reaction on those zones.
Marcel.
Thank you, my love.
Marcel,
You're very
I just
welcome, my love.
realized,
Sorry?
I just realized you said, so even if price taps into a 1 minute zone, you still want to see a change of character?
Sometimes, yes. If the 1 minute trend is bearish, for example. If there's no proper confirmation or criteria, I'm waiting for a 1 minute change of character inside of a 1 minute zone. But if there's a proper criteria, you can hop in a trade. For example, if this trade fits in your criteria, there's liquidity, you're safely executing a limit order in this zone, then you can go for a risk entry. If you're insecure about this trade, just wait for a change of character.
Got you. Okay, thank you.
It depends on your own plan. It depends on your own criteria, on how you react on market. What's your risk tolerance? How can you tolerate a loss? How can you tolerate a risk entry? It depends on you, your own personality. If you can't tolerate a risk, if you can't tolerate a risk entry, you can simply wait for a change of character and confirmation entry, right?
Marcel,
can I ask a question?
Yes, bro. Sell full margin, no stop loss.
Yeah, let me hear the questions.
This supply you market have a efficiency, have a liquidity, and we can enter this order by 50% of this order block or not. We wait for confirmation, because as all of this trade I do, I have a fear from the entry.
That's what I was explaining a minute ago. It depends on your own criteria. It depends on your own plan. If you safely play this short and let me just find this tool right here. If you're secure about this trade, if your risk tolerance allows you to jump in a short right here without the confirmation, then do it. It depends on you. But if you can't tolerate a risk, you can't tolerate a lose right here, just simply wait for a change of character and re-entry. It depends on your own criteria, your own perspective.
Okay, you mean say if we have a one order block like this, have a efficiency, have a liquidity. If I want to increase this trade with the confirmation, I needed two change of character. That's correct. When
what do you mean?
Yeah, excuse me. You say when this price tap to this supply, you mark up and set the order by this, and change of character make another supply. When he tapped another supply, I can enter this there.
Exactly. This is a confirmation entry. Price tap this zone. You're insecure about this trade. You won't open a trade right here. You won't place a limit right here. You're just simply waiting for a change of character. Price reacts on this zone, creates a change of character to the downside, which equals to another supply zone right here. You'll be able to safely place an order on it right here on this block and target the same 50% zone. And if price steps into this zone, you'll be tagged in, and this has been confirmed. This is a confirmed entry.
Yes, I think in confirmed
this is a risk entry.
We have
a confirmation entry.
Yes, Marcel, that's true. We in a risk entry, we can get a less reward between a confirm. That's correct. When we enter the confirmation, we can get a maximize of the reward in the one trade. That's true.
It's not like this. Confirmation entries are literally for confirmations. If you're insecure about trade, you can confirm your entry. As you can see, you get 12 risk reward ratio for the risk entry, you get 12 risk reward ratio for the confirmation entry.
That's same. Leader.
This is a risk entry, this is a confirmation entry.
Thank
you. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
You told that demand will be broken, right? If that demand is broken, should we wait for the 1 minute zone which broke the demand, or we should wait for the 15-minute zone inside that 15-minute and again for a 1 minute job?
You mean this one?
If that is broken,
yeah.
The cause of that is in 1 minute zone, or should wait for a 15-minute zone?
Depends on the price action. If price comes down, let me just remove these drawings from here. If price comes down and mitigates this zone first, and let's say it breaks below this zone and creates a good one minute entry criteria with liquidity and everything we need, you can enter on that 1 minute zone that was the cause of the break. You'll be able to enter on this zone that has caused the break and has a good entry criteria, which is liquidity, etc., etc. But if there's just one huge 50-minute candle which breaks below this zone, this movement is just one huge 50-minute candle, and the supply zone will be somewhere around here. You have to wait for a 1 minute confirmation right here.
No, if it creates a 15-minute flip, then we can enter in that 15-minute POI, right? Like it reacts as demand, and again,
if it reacts, this is a 50-minute movement, create a 15-minute pullback, creates a huge candle.
Yes. You can wait for that, and
you can wait for a confirmation entry on the 1 minute chart.
Okay, like you said in the first time, I just took a trade in the morning and I got stopped out.
Maybe the trend was the problem. I will see that trend. I will see that trade after the session.
Can you move that to the left?
I will see that trade after the session.
Okay.
Marcel, I have a last question. I'm sorry for that. I sent this question in the trading question, but not get answer. When we open the trade or set limited order, when we can close it or delete this order? Does this have any rules for deleted or for keep it this order?
After a good entry criteria setup is being formed, for example, there's a zone, there's a 50-minute demand zone down here. Let's say price is coming down to mitigate these zones, creates a change of character on the 1 minute chart, creates a good entry criteria with liquidity, and you set an order limit on this fresh and you created 1 minute zone, right? You keep this order right here. You'll have an order on this block. Okay, you're asking when can you delete this order? Let's say price moves far away from this zone, creates continuous break of structure, creates another good entry criteria with liquidity once again, and creates this zone, which is the less recent zone above the liquidity. I mean, below the liquidity, right? There's liquidity once again. So you'll be able to set an order limit on this zone once again, and you can delete this order. But you can actually have your risk and keep this order right here and keep this order right here. Use a 0.5% risk right here, 0.5% risk right here, because there's still a chance that this zone will be swept because this could be part of the liquidity. So it depends on you. But you can use this double risk, half risk entry on both of these zones.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, let me just read the chat. Oh my God. Much questions. Can you explain why we are still bullish on daily? We broke last low, which... Let me just check daily. Yeah, daily could be bearish too, but I believe this was just a liquidity sweeping movement to some deeper daily demand areas right here or right here. So I believe this movement was just a sweep of the liquidity, of this liquidity, on top of this extreme of the movement. And after this, I believe the continuation will happen. But you have to react. That's all. Sorry. So, any more questions, guys? Hi, once price tape 15 minutes supplier demand. How can we take order in 1 minute? I'll be my mate, have you seen the video course? It's explained in the video course. Please just watch it, or the PDF. Basically, that's what I'm teaching. The whole video course is about the change of character entries. Okay, guys. I believe that's it for today. But one more important thing is on this Sunday, I won't be able to host a session because I have some things to do on Sunday. But yeah, in the previous 5 or 6 weeks, I did host a session on Sunday without a stop. And just some good news, I believe I will host a bonus session for you on Friday or Saturday. So I believe I will host a session like this on Friday once again, because I don't want to leave you without sessions. So yeah, guys, more likely I'll be seeing you in Friday in the session once again. Let me just read the chat. I have to leave the call. Thanks for keeping. Yeah. Thank you, guys. So yeah, okay, guys, that's it for today. I will stop the recording right now.